Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to speak English more fluently and more confidently, you're exactly where you should be. Today's lesson is all about conquering those tricky English sounds that can sometimes trip you up. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Andrea Rial, a teacher of English from Argentina. I help pre-intermediate and intermediate adult students speak English more fluently and more confidently. Remember to subscribe to my channel and to activate the notifications so as not to miss any videos. Throughout this lesson, we'll be focusing on 5 consonant sounds, and by the end of this video, you'll be well on your way to speaking English more clearly and more confidently. So, are you ready? Let's get started. As we are working on pronunciation today, we are going to develop our physical fluency. Oh, what's that? It's the ability to produce sounds and words in a fast and smooth way. Fast doesn't mean that you must speak English quickly. It means that you have the ability to say whatever you want to say, to transmit your message without getting stuck because of issues related to pronunciation. On the other side, you also have the mental fluency that you also need to develop. And that has to do with the ability of your brain to find the right words and structures to build sentences quickly and smoothly. But today, the focus is on physical fluency. And why is there a picture of a woman doing yoga here? Because I always compare the activity of doing yoga poses with developing your physical fluency, because you need to practice a lot. You need to stretch your muscles so as to be able to do either the right pose in yoga or to pronounce the right sound, in this case, in English. Why is it so important to work on pronunciation, to develop your physical fluency? Because it increases your confidence, because if you can transmit your idea clearly, if you can produce the right sounds clearly, you feel this idea of achievement. I can do it, and that increases your confidence. And by producing the right sounds, you make sure that the communication is effective, because you can make sure that the message you want to transmit is what you are saying. And of course, this in turn increases your motivation, this sense of achievement I mentioned before. And this last point is something that I add because it has to do with my own experience. When I was a student, a teenager, before doing the teacher training college, I had lots of issues with listening activities, and I found it very difficult to understand English speakers, to understand people, I don't know, singers or movies. And it was when I started working on pronunciation, when I did in my teacher training college, Phonetics 1, that I started kind of opening my ears to English sounds. But it was the other way about. I was not doing listening activities. I was focusing on developing my physical fluency. So this is a great asset, because by developing these, in turn, you're also improving your listening skills. Okay. Let's get started with our first 2 sounds. Why 2 sounds together? Because this spelling, TH, can be pronounced in 2 different ways, or in the same way but a little bit different. Let's see, what am I talking about? First of all, let's focus on the position of your tongue and the position of your lips for these 2 sounds. What you have to make sure is that your tongue is between your lips and your teeth, and you have to get the air coming through this little gap, let's say, that is between your upper teeth and your tongue. So look, this is the sound I'm talking about. Perhaps you don't have this sound in your own language and you find it difficult to imitate. If that is the case, what I recommend you to do is to think of the sound that snakes make. So start there, producing that sound, and then move your tongue forwards. Look at this. I'm not stopping and I'm only moving my tongue forwards to this position. I'll do it again. And that's where your tongue should be in order to pronounce one of these two possibilities I told you for this spelling. Let's see in what way they are similar and in what way they are different. Both of them imply the same position of your tongue and of your lips, but the difference lies here. The first possibility, or at least the first that I have here, is the one that is voiceless. What does that mean? That you're only going to use air to produce that sound. This is the phonetic symbol. It's irrelevant for those of you who are interested. You can just try to internalize this symbol. Okay, so again, remember, you have to move your tongue from the position of the S forwards if you don't have that sound in your language, or directly place your tongue between your teeth and blow air. This is again voiceless because we're only using air. Look at the examples we have here. Think. Think. Repeat at home so that you practice together with me. The past. Thought. Thoughts. I'm exaggerating that sound a little bit and I'm stretching that sound so that you can hear it better. Here. Thanks. Thanks. Through. Through. Don't forget to repeat. Thin. Thin. I also tell my students how useful it is to use a mirror whenever you're practicing sounds, because you can imagine what you have to do, but if you also see that reflected on a mirror, it will help you check whether you're using the right position of your tongue, the right position of your lips. Now, which is the other version of this same sort of sound? The other version is the voiced one, the one in which you're going to use your vocal cords. So the position of your tongue and the position of your lips is the same. You're only going to include sound apart from air. So what is that? Place your tongue in the same position there and do this. So it's not just air as here, but with the vocal cords. If you're not sure whether you are using your vocal cords or not, you can do these two things. You can either place your hands here and check if your neck vibrates, if there is this vibration in your throat, or you can cover your ears and produce the sound, and you will feel the vibration all over your head. Okay, so check it out that way to see if you're pronouncing the right sound, because you have to use your vocal cords. And let's repeat these examples here. The first one, this. My tongue is itching because I'm vibrating too much. That. Repeat at home. These. And the last one, those. So remember, the spelling TH in English can be pronounced either with this voiceless sound, think, or with the same position of your tongue, the same position of your lips, but adding the vocal cords. For example, the. Okay, is that clear? What I have decided to include after each of these consonant sounds is a tongue twister. Why? Do I want to drive you crazy? Sort of, but the fact of using tongue twisters will really help you to internalize the sound, to repeat that sound, because one of the characteristics of tongue twisters is that one sound is repeated over and over again. You have to develop physical fluency by repeating them. And if you find that sound a little bit difficult, you're going to realize because you're going to get stuck with a tongue twister. So the more you get stuck, the more you need to practice it. But let me tell you how to do it. The first time you read it, do it slowly. Pay a lot of attention to each of those words and say it in a, slow way. Those 3 thin trees through thorns that Thursday. So here we have the combination of the 2 possibilities, the voiceless, as in thin, and the voiced version of that sound, as in those. Okay, once you have said it that way, try to do it a little bit faster. So, those 3 thin trees through thorns that Thursday. And once you feel confident, comfortable with that speed, try to do it a little bit faster. Those 3 thin trees through thorns that Thursday. Again and again and again, as many times as you need until you say, hey, I can pronounce that sound correctly. Let's move on to another consonant sound. In this case, the letter or the sound ra. In this case, I needed to show you the inner part of the mouth because I wanted to show you and tell you what you have to do with your tongue, because I can tell you what to do with your lips, but how can I show you what you have to do with your mouth? Okay, so I can do it by showing you this kind of pictures. Let's focus on the lips. What you have to do with the lips is like you need to have them in a round position, like imagine somebody taking a selfie that way, sort of. Okay, so that's what you need to do with your lips. With your tongue, first of all, think of your tongue. Now, I guess you're not speaking at this very moment, so think of your tongue and think of the position in which your tongue is. Okay, it is kind of straight and in a relaxed way. What you have to do is to pull your tongue backwards so that you get this position here at the back of your tongue. So if it's there, you just put it backwards. Then, with the sides of your tongue, you need to touch your upper teeth. So think about that. Pull it backwards and touch the sides of your tongue with the upper teeth. Once you have reached that position, you have to move the tip of your tongue towards the upper part of your mouth. Yes, like that. Make sure that you don't touch the upper part of your mouth. Yeah, because in that case, you will be producing another kind of R. So, bear all those things in mind and let's try to imitate this sound. Ra. Ra. Look at my lips. They are in a round way. And my tongue, again, is backwards. The sides of my tongue are touching my upper teeth. And then the tip of my tongue, yes, moves upwards. I sometimes tell my students that it's like kind of creating a little pool with your tongue. How can I show you? That way, yes. And the sides of the tongue should touch the upper teeth. Okay? Let's give it a try. Take a look at these words. We have rice. Rice. Be careful not to say r. That's the one of the possible ways of pronouncing the letter R in Spanish. It's not like that. R. It's r. Rice. It is also voiced, as it says here, because you're using your vocal cords. Red. Red. Road. Road. Try repeating at home. Romantic. Romantic. Very, very, very. Mystery. Mystery. And how was it? Ready for the tongue twister? Let's see. Okay. This tongue twister says, Roberta rang rings around the Roman ruins. Remember, do it slowly the first time. Think about the position of your tongue, what to do with your lips. Roberta ran rings around the Roman ruins. By the way, most tongue twisters make no sense at all because they just combine words with the same sound, and then if you try to understand what they mean, okay, they might be a bit misleading. Okay, let's try to do it faster. Roberta ran rings around the Roman ruins. And once you're ready, you can go even faster. Roberta ran rings around the Roman ruins. Okay? Clear? All right, another sound. And in this case, we're going to focus on this one, the V. Okay, look at this. What do you have to do with your teeth and with your lips? In this case, your upper teeth should touch your lower lip, like this. Perhaps if you have the sound F in your own language, think of that because the position of your lip and of your teeth is exactly the same. What's the difference? Is voiceless, you only use air, you are not using your vocal cords in that sound, but if you have to produce this V sound, you have to use the vocal cords, right? So give it a try at home. Place your upper teeth on your lower lip, and use your vocal cords, right? Okay, so take a look at the examples we have here. The first one, voice, voice. If you say boys with the other B, you're talking about young men, yes? So make sure you pronounce this consonant correctly. Voice, voice. That's why at the very beginning of the lesson, I said that communication becomes effective if you can use the right sounds. Because if not, it might be confusing. Are you talking about men? Are you talking about what comes out of your mouth? Yes, a voice. Okay. The other one, over, over. Violet, violet. Vivid, vivid. Wave, wave. This one, which is quite difficult, vegetable, vegetable. But focus on the pronunciation of this V, okay? As I said before, this sound is also voiced because you have to use the vocal cords. And let's give it a try with a tongue twister. So, very few visitors ventured into the vast valley. Slowly, pay close attention to all those words that have the V sound. Here you have the F that I mentioned before, same position but only with air. Few, few, very. Ready for the faster version? Very few visitors ventured into the vast valley. And once you feel confident and comfortable with that speed, try the fastest version you can. Very few visitors ventured into the vast valley. Do it again and again and again. I promise you, you will feel the difference after practicing with tongue twisters. Last but not least, I've got another sound. The B. But look at this. There's no vision of teeth there because you need to close your lips. You need to close your mouth, so there is some kind of pressure here because this is a plosive sound. What does that mean? There is like some kind of explosion when the sound comes out of your mouth. Yeah, so this is B, B, boy, B. Okay, let's practice this with a couple of words. Here we have bit. So can you feel? I will make it longer. I will exaggerate it, but there is like some kind of preparation for the sound. It's like b, b, bit. This reminds me of conversations you might have with babies, sometimes like, bah, bah, bah. So close your mouth, just pressure between your lips, get the air inside your mouth, and then let it off all together as some kind of explosion. Bit, balcony, balcony, bite, bite, symbol, symbol, bill, bill, trouble, trouble. Was that simple? Yeah? Okay. Now, as I said before, communication needs to be effective by using the right sounds, because you might get into trouble if you don't make a clear distinction between them. Look at this. If you say berry, b, b, this first one, berry, you're talking about the fruit. But if you say very, you're using the adverb. Very good, very far. Okay? So practice these pairs. Look at yourself in the mirror, check if the position of your lips is the correct one, and just go like b, berry, very. Look at the other one. Bet, bet. Yes, the verb when you risk money on something, on a game. And the other one, vet. The doctor for animals, vet. Look at the other, oops, sorry, no, not yet, not the tongue twister. The animal, bat, b, bat, and the other word, that, yes, that, which is like a kind of container, a vat. And last but not least, beer, beer, the drink, and the other one, veer, veer, to change direction, yeah? And now, yes, let's go on with the tongue twister. Okay, this one is longer, and it says, Betty bought a bit of better butter, but the baker found the butter bitter. Do it slowly, please, the first time, because you need to focus on the correct pronunciation of the sound. Make sure there is an explosion in your mouth every time you say the b, Betty, bought. Ready? You have already focused on the pronunciation of the sound. Okay, start with the second version, the one that is faster. Betty bought a bit of better butter, but the baker found the butter bitter. And once you are confident enough to go for the faster version, you can say something like, Betty bought a bit of better butter, but the baker found the butter bitter. Okay? All right. I love tongue twisters. I love them because I like getting over them and getting stuck, even in my own language. But I also love them because they are a great tool to learn the right pronunciation of words, of consonant sounds, of vowel sounds, sorry, of vowel sounds in English. Okay, now let's just recap what we have worked with today. Okay, we said that physical fluency is as important as mental fluency. They are the two sides of the same coin. Whenever you're working on connected speech, whenever you're working on pronunciation, you are developing your physical fluency. Then we worked on how to pronounce individual sounds, in this case, 5 sounds, 4 spellings. Remember that the first spelling, th, can be pronounced in 2 different ways, either as or the. Then we worked with the in English, v, okay, and b. And last but not least, we said how useful it is to practice consonant sounds, individual sounds with tongue twisters, because they will really, really help you get the right pronunciation after training a lot. Again, let's go back to yoga. You can't pretend to do one of those very difficult poses the first day you go to a yoga class. It takes time. This is the same thing. It takes time, but you can do it. Practice makes progress. Okay? Thank you very much to all of you for being here, for watching this video. If you have found it useful, give it a like. Write in the comments which other sounds you would like to work on, and I will prepare a video on those sounds. Remember to subscribe to my channel and to activate the notifications so as not to miss any videos, either recorded videos like this one or any of the live lessons I'm also going to start delivering. And if you want to work on simple tips, short tips on how to improve your English, how to become more fluent and more confident, I invite you to visit my Instagram page at andrearialok. So again, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.